Life on Earth has been thriving for billions of years, and one of the key reasons for this continuity is the natural ability of our planet to recycle almost everything it contains. This includes recycling essential molecules such as water and carbon dioxide, as well as individual atoms like nitrogen, phosphorus, and carbon. Thanks to these recycling processes, atoms are continuously reused and have existed in various forms within countless living organisms across millions of years. For instance, of the estimated 6 octillion atoms, which is equivalent to 6,000 trillion atoms currently making up your body, an uncountable number of them have previously been part of oceans, volcanic matter, other animals, and even other humans before being recycled and becoming part of you. These atoms follow different biogeochemical cycles to keep life processes ongoing. In this explanation, we will focus on two of the most significant ones, which are the water cycle and the carbon cycle. Let's begin with the water cycle. To visualize it, imagine a typical environment consisting of land areas and water bodies. Since it is a continuous cycle, we can begin explaining it at any stage. Let's say we start when energy from the sun heats up the Earth's surface and causes water to evaporate. This evaporation can come from lakes, rivers, oceans, puddles, or moisture within the soil. Moreover, plants also contribute by releasing water vapor through a process known as transpiration, which involves the evaporation of water from the surfaces of their leaves. As all this water vapor gathers in the atmosphere, it eventually cools and condenses to form clouds. These clouds are often transported by wind across regions, and at some point, they release water back to Earth in the form of rain, a process called precipitation. When this precipitation falls, the water can do several things. It may infiltrate the soil, run into streams and rivers, or be absorbed again by plants. And once this happens, the entire cycle begins anew, ensuring a continuous flow of water through our environment. Now let's turn our attention to the carbon cycle, which is a bit more complex because it involves various forms of life and multiple processes. The most effective way to understand the carbon cycle is to identify the different places or stores where carbon exists and then examine how it transfers between these places. Carbon is primarily stored in 5 main locations. First, in the atmosphere as carbon dioxide gas. Second, in plants where it is locked up inside biological compounds. Third, in the soil which contains bacteria and other decomposers. Fourth, in fossil fuels buried underground. And finally, in animals where it also exists as part of biological molecules. The movement of carbon between these stores begins primarily with photosynthesis, a process carried out by green plants and algae. During photosynthesis, these organisms absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and convert it into glucose and other organic molecules, essentially storing carbon in their tissues. This stored carbon can then follow 2 possible routes. It can either be returned to the atmosphere through respiration by the plants themselves, or it can be transferred to animals that feed on the plants. These animals then also carry out respiration, which results in carbon dioxide being released back into the air. However, the carbon's journey does not end here. When plants and animals die, the carbon in their bodies can undergo one of 2 fates. In one pathway, the dead organisms are decomposed by microorganisms in warm, moist, and oxygen-rich soil, a process during which carbon is released as carbon dioxide through microbial respiration. In another pathway, when dead organisms decompose in environments that lack oxygen, known as anaerobic conditions, they may not fully decay and over millions of years can be transformed into fossil fuels such as coal, oil, or natural gas. Later on, humans extract and burn these fossil fuels for energy, a process known as combustion, which again releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Additionally, burning plant materials such as firewood or biofuels also contributes carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. All of these interconnected processes form the intricate carbon cycle. Both the water and carbon cycles play essential roles in maintaining balance in our ecosystems and are vital for the survival of all living organisms on the planet. Understanding these cycles helps us appreciate how tightly connected life is to Earth's natural systems.